Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has used a live address to deliver a stinging assessment of Germany. In a powerful and often pointed speech to German lawmakers, Zelensky said they enabled Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He also accused Chancellor Olaf Scholz of failing to recognize the growing threat posed by Russia. Through the voice of an interpreter, here now is his full address.
Distinguished members of the Parliament, Madam President, members of the press, dear German people, I'm addressing you after 3 weeks of a full-scale invasion of Ukraine by Russian forces, after 8 years of war in the east of my state, in Donbass. I'm addressing you today as Russia is bombing our cities, destroying everything, whatever we have in Ukraine, including homes, hospitals, churches, using rockets, air bombs, rocket-propelled artillery. A great many Ukrainians have died in 3 weeks, thousands. The occupiers killed 108 children. In the middle of Europe, here, in my country, in 2022. I'm appealing to you after numerous meetings, appeals and requests, some of which have been heard, albeit belatedly, our requests for support and assistance. And the sanctions you're taking are obviously not enough to stop the war. I have seen how many ties your companies have lost with Russia, a state that just uses you and several other countries in order to finance the war. In 3 weeks of this war, for our lives, for our freedom, we have become convinced of something we felt before, which you may not have noticed yet. However, it seems like you find yourselves behind the wall again, no longer a Berlin Wall, but rather a wall running all through Europe between freedom and slavery. And this wall gets stronger and stronger and higher, taller and taller, with every bomb falling on Ukraine, as no measures are taken in order to help us stop the war. How on earth could that happen? When did it happen? Dear politicians, dear German peoples, why was this possible at a time where we kept telling you that the Nord Stream's pipelines were a weapon, a preparation for a major war? The answer we always got from you was, it's economics, it's economy, it's economy. This was the cement for this new wall, to building blocks. When we ask you what Ukraine has to do to become a member of NATO and receive security guarantees, the answer we heard was that such an option is not on the table yet and will not be on the table in the near future. This is very sad for us. Now, we're talking about potential accession of Ukraine to the European Union. And for some, this is politics, but deep down, those are, again, building blocks as a new wall is being constructed. We have been asking you, we approached you many times about imposing preventive sanctions to make the aggressor feel that you are a force. We saw only, unfortunately, procrastination and delays and reluctance. We saw that you wanted to continue again, economy, 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 business and business. Whereas now, the trade routes between you and the state that has brought, again, a brutal war back to Europe, again, is separated. There's a wall dividing you from that state. And you don't see what's going on behind that wall. That wall stands between us, between the peoples of Europe, and that is what we are going through today. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the Ukrainians. Here we were talking about Mariupol, and I was speaking to you on behalf of the residents of the city, civilians who are being besieged and blockaded by Russian troops, and Russian troops are razing to the ground the whole city, destroying everything who's there and everything that is there. Hundreds of thousands of people are under siege, under shelling, 24/7, without water, without electric power, without communication, 24/7, for weeks long. The Russian military does not distinguish between civilian versus military targets, and they target anything. So, yesterday, a maternity hospital was destroyed. Residential facilities were destroyed. No military objects whatsoever were there. They're destroying everything around the clock. And they do not stop shelling and encircling the city without letting any humanitarian shipment to get to the city. So, in order to prevent us from rescuing our civilian population that's there, you can see this. You cannot save our people. I know, let's recall the Berlin Air Bridge, what it means to you, what it meant to you then. And it was possible because the sky was safe, right? Whereas now, in Ukraine, this is something that we cannot organize. Still, the Russian missiles and air bombs are constantly used to shell, to bomb our country. I'm speaking to you on behalf of elderly people, of those who, on behalf of those who went through Babin Yar, where, in fact, last year, President Steinmeier was there as we had the 80th anniversary of the executions, of mass executions in Babin Yar. And the same memorial complex was actually destroyed by Russian missiles. Never again has been the slogan, but now looks like it doesn't mean anything, this slogan of no war again, never again. So the aggressor is trying to destroy everything for what we live. I'm addressing you on behalf of our military, those who are protecting our nation, defending our values, those values that are so much cherished in Europe. But the possibility to be free and not to let other nations to encroach on your freedoms. And this is something that we cannot defend ourselves without your leadership. How come that the overseas state turned out to be much closer to us than you, Europeans? Because of this wall that is being built, that you fail to notice what is going on the other side of the wall. But we keep on fighting in order to save our people. Ladies and gentlemen, German people, I'm thankful to everybody who has been supporting us. I'm thankful to Germans, to journalists who have been helping us, showing the truth about the evil that Russia is bringing to Ukraine. I'm thankful to entrepreneurs, businessmen and women who have put humanity way above the profits. So let's try and destroy this wall that divides life and death. And otherwise we cannot guarantee peace and security to Ukraine and to Europe, for that matter. That do not even, I'm thankful to those who do not hesitate before switching Russia off of SWIFT and of other sources of income that is used by Russia in order to wage the war. I'm thankful to all those who are against building enemy walls and who share this responsibility when it comes to saving human lives. It is hard for us to withstand without the world's assistance, without your assistance. We're protecting Europe. By protecting Ukraine, we protect Europe. Thank you for those who are strong enough to help us so that they cannot feel ashamed afterwards. 80 years after our cities were destroyed during the Second World War, all of a sudden again, after thousands of people were tortured and executed 80 years ago, again, the same atrocities are happening. And this guilt was not redeemed yet. This repentance is needed now. And now we're coming back and we're separated by a new wall that will stand for how long? Let me try and ask you to think about this, what has to be done in order for Europe to be able to uphold their values. The former actor, U.S. President Ronald Reagan, when he was here in Berlin, he said in his Berlin speech, Mr. President, tear down this wall. So let me tell the same thing now. Chancellor Scholz, please tear down this wall. Give Germany the leadership that you deserve, that your descendants, future generations will only be proud of. Please hold us. Please support the world. Support peace. Support every Ukrainian. Stop the war. Help us stop the war. Glory to Ukraine.
That was Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky addressing Germany's parliament there. And standing by over there at the Bundestag is our chief political editor, Michaela Küfner. Michaela, compared to the speech to the US Congress yesterday, Zelensky really slammed Germany today. What were his main points of criticism there?
Yes, well, his main point of criticism is that he feels that Germany, that specifically Olaf Scholz, is not taking up a leadership role, not leading enough. There was no concrete mention of delivering more weapons, but that clearly is the expectation. And we are told that there is a lot more going on behind the scenes than we actually learn about. But the bottom line is he would like to see a full energy embargo, that Germany drops its pipeline, also Nord Stream 1 with Russia, closes that down, and overnight shuts down all of those supplies coming to Russia in order not to fuel a war. That's also how Vladimir Putin doesn't want to see it. He still sees that as a kind of a business transaction. So clearly different logics, while at the same time the German government MPs here stressing that they stand by the side of Ukraine.
So how was it received by lawmakers and the German government, briefly, if you can?
Look, frankly, everybody here is very impressed by the leadership Volodymyr Zelensky has shown. And those who don't necessarily share that picture of the new wall say, look, we're trying to avert World War III here. That's the bottom line. And they still, at the same time, have full understanding of Volodymyr Zelensky at this moment in time and all of his demands put on the table, even when they are not met by the German government.
Our chief political editor, Michaela Küfner, there reporting from Germany's parliament. Thank you very much, Michaela.